Hey guys, it's Lindsay, and today I'm doing a get ready with me. I'm not doing my full get ready, it's just my makeup, and unfortunately it is about that time of the month for all my breakouts to make their appearance, but it's alright, we'll make it work. Wah. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with my primer, and I'm using the Physicians Formula Color Correcting Primer. Now, I don't like the way that this applies. It comes with a brush, you twist up the tube, and a lot of times you twist, and nothing comes out, and then you get a big blob. But if you can get past the application, the formula itself is a really good primer, and it will automatically start evening out my redness and my skin tone before I even put my makeup on. So it is still really a good primer. So after I put my primer on, I like to let that set. So I go ahead with my eyeshadow. I'm using the color Tattoo, and I'm using the color 25 Bad to the Bronze. I'm just going to use my finger to get this out of the jar and pat it on my eyelids. This stuff is a really great eyeshadow. It's really pigmented and it's cream, so it is a really nice base for all of your shadows to stick to. And it's just a really great foundation. It also is very dimensional, so it can be really pretty by itself as well. Next, I'm using Scotch tape. I know, odd, right? But this actually really works for keeping your eyeshadow in a nice template. I don't know if it's the shape of my eyes or just my really poor skills, but I have trouble keeping my eyeshadow where I want it. Okay, I'm going to start by putting this on the back of my hand. This just gets a little bit of that stickiness off of it so it doesn't pull my face off later. I'm just going to put it next to my eye, and I'm going to stick it from the outer corner of my eyelid to the outer end of my eyebrow. Next, I'm using a L'Oreal Quad, and this is in Desert Sunrise. And I'm just going to be using the lighter brown color, and I'm going to be using my e.l.f. brush. This is the contour brush, and I'm going to use this to just pop it in my crease. It's a great color to kind of blend out your base, and also just to give your shadow a little bit of dimension. Okay, next I'm going to be using my Physicians Formula Eyeshadow Shimmer Strips. I'm going to be using this dark brown color here on the end. And I am going to be using my e.l.f. Blending Eye Brush. And I'm just going to take this color and pop it into the outer corner of my eyelid. And this is where the tape really comes in handy. You can see it's just setting a nice little guideline for me, so my eyeshadow angles up rather than down, giving my eyes an uplifted look. Next, I'm going to be taking the lighter color down here on the same palette, and I'm going to use my eyeshadow C brush from e.l.f. and I'm just going to use this color on my brow bone and also on the inside corner of my eye just to brighten them up. Next, I'm using my eyeliner. This is the NYC Liquid Eye Liner in black. And again, I'm telling you, the Scotch tape really helps. I have a really hard time at keeping the flick on my eyeliner in the right angle and also matching both eyes together. If you use the Scotch tape, it really regulates that and keeps them the same. I'm really bad at liquid eyeliner, as you can see, so I definitely rely on this Scotch tape. Now I'm just going to take that tape off, and you can see the nice crisp line that it gives you. And I'm just going to use my finger to kind of blur out the edges on the shadow. So I still have my shape, but it's not such a harsh line. Now I'm using my foundation. This is the Revlon PhotoReady in 005 Natural Beige. And I'm going to be using my new Sonia Kashuk Kabuki brush. This was a limited edition at Target, but I just went yesterday and they still have it. And I really just like the finish that this brush gives. It's just a real natural, even, pretty finish. And this foundation isn't my ordinary foundation that I use on a daily basis, but I was getting ready to film for another video. So if you know anything about that, you know that you can get really washed out on video and in pictures, and this foundation is great to give you some color and some dimension. Next, I'm using my concealer. This is the L'Oreal Visible Lift Serum Absolute Concealer. It's a lighter shade. This is fair, which is lighter than I am, but I want to use this to highlight the under eye, down around the edge of my nose where I get a little red, down the bridge of my nose, into my forehead, onto my Cupid's bow, and down onto my chin. Yes, there is quite a lot of concealer involved in my makeup routine. Another Sonia Kashuk brush. I'm not sure which this one is called, but that's what it looks like. And I'm just going to use it to pat in my concealer. And I really like this brush because it will blur the lines and blend without removing any product, which is great because then you get to keep all that coverage. To use my Hard Candy Glamouflage Heavy Duty Concealer for all of those breakouts. This will cover a tattoo. That is how heavy duty this concealer is. I'm just going to use my finger to pop it onto each one of my blemishes, and then I'm going to use that same Sonia Kashuk brush to blend it out. I'm going to skip to eyeliner. This is the e.l.f. Brightening Eye Liner. I'm going to use this in my tight line and also into my waterline. I like to let my concealer and my foundation set before I put any sort of powder on it. It just helps it to last throughout the day and also to keep it from caking and creasing. So I like to go ahead and switch to my eyes. I'm using my PhotoReady from Revlon. This is a translucent powder, and I'm just going to use my e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm going to put this in all of the areas that I highlighted. Not my entire face, just where I put that concealer, and this is going to help to further lighten it. Now I'm using my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder, and this is in C6 Soft Sable. I use this as my bronzer, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. bronzing brush, and this really just is a great way to get a nice contour color that's super blendable. I'm going to do this in the contours of my cheeks, making that adorable little fishy face. I'm going to then move it up into my temples and around my hairline, and then down across my jawline. contour brush again with that same powder, and I'm going to take this down the bridge of my nose. Now I'm moving back to powder. This is the L'Oreal True Match Soft Focus Mineral Finish, and this is a translucent color. And to apply this, I'm going to be using my Eco Tools brush. This is actually a domed bronzer brush, but I like to use this for my powder. I'm going to use this powder to apply to all of the areas where my foundation was applied, and it will also help to kind of further blend that bronzer out. Now I'm going to be moving to my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Blush, and this is in the color Sweet Ginger. I'm going to be using my Sonia Kashuk No. 2 brush, and this is just a fluffy blush brush. And I'm going to put the blush directly onto my cheekbones, starting at the back and working my way forward. Now I'm just going to use a regular eyebrow brush and brush out any powder that might be in my eyebrows before I fill them in. And to fill them in, I'm going to be using that same e.l.f. eyeliner that I used in my tight line. Now as you can see, I have pretty thick eyebrows already. It doesn't need a whole lot of filling in. There's just a couple patches there that I want to even out. Now I'm going to come back in with that same eyebrow brush just to blend the eyeliner out so it's not quite so harsh, and to also shape my brows. Now moving into my highlighter, I'm using the e.l.f. All Over Color Stick, and this is in the color Persimmon. It doesn't have a lot of color to it, it's just a nice peachy soft glow. I'm going to use this to go on the tops of my cheekbones, the tops of my brows, and also down the bridge of my nose. Now I'm going back to the eyes with the mascara. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, and I love the wand on this mascara. It's great. And I'm just going to brush through root to tip, giving a little wiggle, and you can see it really has a lot of pull on your lashes. This wand is really great at brushing through, separating them, and really reducing any risk for clumping. Now moving into the lips, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. Lip Lock Pencil, and I'm just going to use this to outline my lips. This is great to keep your lipstick in place, especially if you're using a dark color. And I like this because I don't have to match my color lip liner pencil. This is completely invisible and will work with any lipstick. The one I'm using is the Kate by Rimmel, and this is in the color 107. It's a really deep burgundy color, and it's very pretty. Now I have one last step, and this is a nice little trick I learned. I'm going back to that L'Oreal Quad, the Desert Sunrise, and this time I'm going to be using the light sparkly color. And I'm just going to put this on my finger, and I'm going to apply this to the center of my bottom lip. This just gives the illusion of a bigger, poutier lip, and I certainly don't have that, so this really is a benefit to me. And that's it. That is the full face of makeup for my filming days. As I said, this isn't my everyday look, but it is still much the same. I'm just a little more heavy-handed. If you enjoyed it, remember to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!